Apple's new monitor is the Pro Display XDR. It's $5,000. Think about that, $5,000 for a computer monitor. But it's got some pretty cool features. Let's take a look. The XDR is intended not for your average PC user. It's for hardcore users who need the absolute best display that they can get without spending tens of thousands of dollars on an actual studio reference display. The resolution of the Pro Display XDR is 6K. Now that seems like a ton of pixels, and it is, but that's not the only advanced feature that the XDR display has. The idea behind the XDR display, Apple says, is that you will be able to select from reference presets. So let's say you're editing HDR video, or you are working on a certain type of photo. There will actually be presets built into macOS that will let you adjust 4 different things: the gamma, the white balance, the color space, and the luminance or brightness of the display. A couple of the different reference modes that will be available on the XDR include things like HDR video editing, print layout design, and of course, photography. And you can actually select those presets from within the macOS system preferences. Now, the Pro Display XDR is not just about advanced features. For a display this expensive, you're going to expect that Apple gets the basics right. Some of the basics include an option for either a glossy display, which we've got here, or a matte version. Now, the matte version is ideal for environments where there's lots of ambient light, because the matte finish of the display helps not reflect that ambient light as much. Apple's take on the matte display actually costs an additional $1,000 over the base model, and for that you get a matte finish that Apple says will filter out those glares without actually adversely affecting picture quality. The Pro Display XDR does not come with a stand. The stand costs $1,000 extra as well, but it does everything you'd expect a stand to do. It can go down, it can go up, and once you get the display into the full upright position, you can actually unlock something on the back of the display and rotate it, and macOS will automatically detect the orientation and switch it in the software. Now, of course, none of this is revolutionary. Other displays from other manufacturers like Dell can do this too, but it's nice to see that Apple's including that for the immense amount of money that you're going to spend. You're probably thinking about buying the Pro Display XDR with Apple's latest desktop, the Mac Pro. If you do that, you will obviously get the same design aesthetic. It's this cheese grater type finish that actually has a pretty important purpose. Because LEDs generate so much heat, you actually need to have enough room for that heat to dissipate. And this cheese grater type grill actually serves that purpose pretty well. I'm actually touching the top right now. It's warm to the touch, but it's not hot, which is what we like to see. This is an Apple device, and so it's exclusively Thunderbolt 3. There is one Thunderbolt 3 input right here to connect your laptop or desktop, and then there are 3 additional ones that you can connect additional peripherals to. What we've got set up here is actually a 16-inch MacBook Pro connected to the Pro Display XDR, and the display itself is connected to the power source right here, and it's actually charging the laptop through this single Thunderbolt port, as well as providing the video signal and the bandwidth for connecting additional peripherals. Now, we're looking forward to testing out the Pro Display XDR to see if all these advanced features like reference modes translate into what Apple says they're supposed to do. Unfortunately, we can't quite do that yet because a lot of the software required that will be built into macOS to enable these features isn't ready yet. Most notably, what is missing right now from the settings is the ability to customize your own parts of those reference modes. So let's say you wanted to adjust the white balance independently of those other 3 modes. That will be coming in the future, Apple says, but currently it is not available in macOS. So we're looking forward to putting the Pro Display XDR through its paces once those updates are actually available. So who is the Pro Display XDR really for? Well, an obvious use case would be if you're working for a small production studio in the video space, and maybe you want to add reference quality displays without spending the type of Hollywood type cash that you would normally need to do so. But for everyone else, the Pro Display XDR is kind of overkill. Overall, the Pro Display XDR is an exciting new screen from Apple, and we're looking forward to testing it out. Check back soon for our full review.